It is about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've got this much done so far. Again, the insulation got delivered yesterday. Unfortunately, the 6-inch thick stuff is going to have to go back because they gave me 25-inch wide instead of 15. Fortunately, I have a few rolls left, so I'm able to make it work. I took the 4-inch and cut that into 4-foot long strips to make it manageable, and laid those in, and they're tucked down in a little. And then I took the 6-inch thick and I cut that into 2-foot sections. That way the seams overlap, so we won't have leaky seams, as it were. It's not like it's gonna hold water out, but it'll help to seal up the air movement. So that just keeps everything intact. So I can continue up the ceiling here probably at least one more course. Now, of course, I can just do 4-foot sections of everything because I have that offset. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going. A little bit later, I'm going to have to load up all that 6-inch R19 and take it back and trade it for 15-inch wide stock so that I can keep going. But let's see, somewhere, oh yeah, here it is right here. Yeah, that's 15-inch wide. That's 15. That's 15. And it didn't dawn on me until I actually pulled about 4 rolls of the wrong stuff up here that something didn't look right. That's all right. Lowe's has been pretty good to me. We will take care of it without any problem whatsoever. I'm going to do another course here, and we'll be back later. This, by the way, is part 4 of the insulation install. I'm going to do as much as I can in one place before I move the scaffold to do the next step, which will just be 1 scaffold length over. Back in a few. Bye-bye. Well, I'm back at 6 o'clock, and I have got the second course made, and yeah, it takes time. Again, I'm cutting things into 4-foot lengths to make it easier to manage. And you have to recall that I have to do 2 layers because I have 10-inch rafters, and you can only get 4- and 6-inch thicknesses in pink insulation. So that's why it takes, because I have to basically insulate the roof twice. So everything has to be done 2 times, one with 4 and one with 6-inch. But yeah, we got it coming. Not bad. I think it's time to stop for breakfast, and then I will look into continuing the rest of the way up here, although I think I actually might just move over because I'm at the point now. Yeah, one more course. Then I can, one more course because they're going to need to work on the scaffold. And then I can move the scaffold over and start it all over again. Alrighty, back in a bit. Well, good morning. Welcome to part 2 of part 4. I got another course put up. I would have got that done yesterday, except wound up with a little hitch in my get along. I realized after I opened the first bundle that the R19 here, which is the 6-inch thick, was actually 23-inch width instead of 15. So I had to load up all 14 rolls into the back of the rig and take it back to Lowe's, which they had no problems taking it back, refunded me, and then I picked up 14 rolls of 15-inch width, and here we go. Now, I did have a couple of rolls that I had already bought to do the walls downstairs, so I was able to do some yesterday, but now I'm back on track. Now we have all 15-inch width R19, and the work shall proceed apace. I have added a nailer. Put that one in yesterday. I just put this one in this morning. I had it cut to fit because I am going to need something to nail the ceiling to when I put it up. So I've added the nailer. Again, there's extra width along this wall. It's more than 14.5 inches. So I just take a little bit of scrap like this stuff here, or You know, when I get to the end of a roll and there's not enough to do a 4-foot length, I just cut it in half and pack it on in there, and we're good to go. So that's where we're at right now. It's 6:30 in the morning. I got a little bit later start today because it was like 51 or 52 degrees this morning when I woke up at 2:30. So I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now underneath the white shirt that I wear when I'm working the insulation, because when you're doing insulation you want to have long sleeves and long pants and gloves and hat and a mask. So there, anyway, I've got this to do, which I'm debating if I want to do that today, and I think I will. I just have to get up there and do some quick measurements to see what length I'm going to need, because it looks like it's going to be less than 4 feet. It might be right there, but I'm babbling. I digress. Anyway, back later. It's going good. It's nice to see this is going to get done. Hopefully by Saturday I should have all of this done and be able to lose the scaffolding, because next week the fridge is coming, which I picked up, or I paid for yesterday when I was in exchanging the insulation. Okay, breakfast, back to work later. See you again soon. Bye-bye. Life is awesome. God is great. Oh, it's progress. After breakfast, I finished that. It's 12 o'clock now. And then I moved the scaffolding over, and I did 2 more courses. And again, I did 4 foot of 4-inch thick, the R13, 4 feet long, tucked it down in, and I did 2 foot lengths of the R19, the 6-inch insulation, and just to get those staggered seams, and hopefully so that'll seal it better. So that will give me closer to that R31 insulation rating for the ceiling, which will be really good. So I've got that far. It's 12 o'clock. It's starting to warm up. Up here, it's only about 70 degrees down on the floor, and it's a really pleasant breeze down below coming through the windows. But that's it for now. I'm going to knock it off. I want to go in town, do a little grocery shopping, pick up a couple things, and maybe swing by my dad's, do some laundry, and get a hot shower, because we haven't had real strong solar action, so the solar shower hasn't been working out so good, and I still haven't worked out a I haven't worked out a water pump to run the gas powered on-demand hot water heater. So I got to figure that out, but right now the priority is get this insulation done. I'll deal with showers later. I will think about how I'm going to proceed from this point. I will probably work out some way to get all the way up here, or I might just move over and do 2 more courses and figure out how I'm going to do it from there. But that'll be tomorrow morning. That's it for today. See you later. God is great. Bye. Well, I believe today's Friday. Okay, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've, as you can see, got the scaffolding moved over. I had the first course laid in. I got the nailer installed over there. I just got to do the second one going up to the peak, but that's going to be another scaffold move. I've got the second course for here already cut. There's the 6-inch down there. There's the 4-inch R13 there. I'm going to get that on, and then figure out how I'm going to proceed with having the scaffold out in open space, because I'm going to have to put the platform up on top and deal with it that way. That's the semi-scary part. We'll see how it works. I'll figure something out. And of course I've got to disconnect the stove and move it out of the way so I don't ding it up. So a little bit more moving stuff around when I get back from breakfast. But it's time to eat. Stomach's rumbling when I started, but I went ahead and pushed through and got this. So there we are. Back in a little while. It is really nice this time of day. Getting some work done before it starts to heat up. And today's supposed to be a fairly warm one. Anyway, off to breakfast. Back later. God is awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Later. Well, as you can see, I got that second course on after breakfast. Actually, I was a little bit late getting back because I had some household chores that I had to take care of. I got the second one on, and I've got the wall covered as far as almost. I got one more and then I'll be on the center line. But I moved the stove out of the way, so now I can bring the scaffolding over. Now I'm going to get into the scary part. And, well, we'll just have to see how that works. But I think I'm going to put the other two lifts up and then use these straps as safety things. But I can bring the scaffold right over here against the edge. Almost. The stove kind of sticks out a little bit, so I got to be careful there. But tomorrow morning I should be able to get most of this finished, you know, as far as working on the scaffold. And then the rest of it will all be the north wall here, and it's all working from the floor or up on a step ladder. But I'm going to try to get all of this done tomorrow. I'm just going to bring the scaffold over towards me, towards you, and do this last two rows here, get up above, and get the last two courses all the way across. That's going to be for me a marathon. For you young bucks, that's probably nothing. Well, yeah, I've got to get some cross ties in here, so I'll have a flat spot. Here we go, flat spot. I got to get some cross ties up here. I think these are up a little too high. I want to bring it down a little bit more. And yeah, we'll just see what we got going. That's it for now. It's nice to get some work done, and it'll be nicer to get the work done. But for now, we're going to close out. Life is good. God is awesome. Blessed and highly flavored. Favored even. Well, I guess there's flavor there too. Taste and see that the Lord is good, right? Okay, see you later. I'm done babbling. Bye. Well, there's another 4-foot stretch. Another course put in. I've got just one last course to do. But first I've got to move the scaffold over and put the third lift on. Which means I think I've got to flip it, put one side on, then turn it and put the other side on, because the third lift will not fit underneath the rafters, even all the way up here if I try to turn it. So, sorry I'm not giving you any video of actual work. I'm just showing you the after action report, as it were. But, you know, it's kind of awkward to be up on the staging and working overhead and trying to pay attention to what the camera's doing at the same time, and well, you'd wind up with a 3-hour long video, because I might just be too lazy to do that much editing. So this is how it's happening. I did get the last stud pocket covered. I actually realized I've got to put a couple of studs in up in here. I think I'm going to frame a square in here to put a fan in, but I have to decide what kind of fan I'm going to put in. This is over the loft, so I'm not concerned about that. I will get some framing up there, and I can do the other end here at some point, but again, that's all on the loft. I can do it all from the ladder. I don't need the scaffold for that. But right now, it's probably about 6 o'clock. I got started a little bit later, around 5. It's 6 or 6:30 now. I'm going to have some breakfast, reset the staging, and get back at it. So we'll be back for you in the blink of an eye. But we are almost finished with the south roof slope, which will be really nice. Then I've got to work on what I'm going to do for the ceiling covering, which I've got a couple of leads to call for some V or bead match pine boards. They'll be tongue and groove. They will be so much easier for me to put in by myself. I am not even going to consider trying to wrestle with 4x8 sheets of plywood up on the scaffold. Just not going to do it. So we will see what we will see. Back in a bit. God is awesome. Life is good. And in spite of being hot and sweaty, even at 5 o'clock in the morning up on the scaffolding, I mean, I'm soaked right now. I'm still loving every minute of this. More or less. You know what I mean. Because I'm doing it with my own hands and God's good help. Okay, later on. Done rambling. Bye-bye. Well, I have no idea when exactly the battery died on that last clip because I never get a low battery indication, or I didn't see it. Anyway, there's the last course. We're completely done with the south side of the roof, or ceiling, because it's roof outside, ceiling inside. Oops, sorry about the light. But I tried to show you these last two courses, and somewhere along the line the battery died. But anyway, it's done. It's after 7:30, I think, so it's time to take a break, get some breakfast. I've got a refrigerator that's due in pretty soon. Oh, looks like I could use a couple more staples up there. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Sometimes I switch back and forth between the framing nailer and the stapler, and I forget to drop the pressure down because the stapler only needs about 45 pounds. Otherwise, it just punches through the paper, the stapler strips. Anyway, done. South side is finished. I've got the scaffolding out of the way. The next step, I'm going to get some prices for probably V-match, tongue and groove planks to do the underside of the ceiling, because I want everything done that's going to be over the open floor, this part, so I can get that scaffolding out of here. Then I can start putting the heating system in and something getting closer to a finished floor. But that's, I'm not going to worry too much about up here right now on the north side, because I can do all of that, almost all of that. I am going to need scaffolding to get up here to the peak. Maybe I should just go ahead and put some up there when I get done with breakfast, or tomorrow. Well, we'll think of something. And of course I've got all that wall, and this knee wall, and all this, and again all of this is up on the loft, so I can do all that off the ladder. Yeah, I forgot the loft stops right there. And yeah, I should put some insulation up there, or at least do over to this and have that part done, starting at the bottom and working my way up. I'll think of something. Anyway, I'm babbling again. Big surprise. God's great. Life is good. Time for rest. Bye.